It's showtime. Yep, let me close you. Yo, yo, yo. Hello, hello, hello. My
Yo,
name, welcome to DevKami,
and
number
yeah, and
162.
and you see, I have my lights, LED lights.
Nice. So, my name is Swimming,
My name is Chilia.
and Tristan is busy. It's beginning of the year. Quite a
Yep,
number of things is happening.
it's
And believe it or not, this time we might be a bit busy because Chinese New Year Ban is less than 1 month away.
uh,
It's happening precisely on the first. No, actually, it's on the 31st of January. So yeah, it's a bit worse to be honest. It's actually a bit worse. So
yep.
a lot of
We
us
get
try
a
to
bit
finish
more
things
busy
up.
lah.
Correct. So I'm busy. Most people does, and I have busy for my own reason. That being said, and I realized that my audio is bad. My audio is horrible.
Yeah,
I'm
it
going.
has a significant number of noise. It's
Yes.
fine. It's
Okay.
fine for me.
Yeah, I need to find out why. More investigation. So that being said, welcome episode 132. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
So, 恭喜发财. Not yet. 1 month away.
Congratulations, you survived last year. That's why I guess that
Yes.
is why Chinese say 恭喜发, like they are so happy that they survived last year.
Correct. Correct. Because it's the beginning. It's believe it or not. It's actually the beginning of spring, which is, and previous day is actually the whole how I would say it, the whole winter, meaning you'll survive on rations and whatnot. So that being said, so welcome back. Time to work, or maybe not. If you're some of the more Chinese company, maybe not, but depends actually. Most people are actually working. So let's start. Let's start. Actually, we should start with event. As usual, nothing happening.
We should start actually. But I have a
Oh,
dilemma
actually,
of
uh huh.
why no other people, like also like it's a rant, is that like somebody else should do it, like when they think about
Yes,
it. I mean, you talk about
correct,
having to do a bit of just paying we're gonna support, like we don't want
correct,
to be like the old guard that stop people from doing things. We don't want to feel that way actually.
correct. But that being said, we do have something happening next week. Actually, we have Rust meetup again. So
You
it's
won't
an
be
online meetup.
around.
I don't know if I will be around. Let's see. Maybe I will. It will be on our Discord channel. So the link is on our calendar, and that's pretty much it. So let's start with news. I'm going to open multiple things. As you can see, as you can see, this bus corner is generated by bots. Okay, I'm writing a script to actually summarize things. I will show you
Nice.
guys later. It doesn't work as well as I want it, uh, but it doesn't work as well as I want it, and actually it's repeating. Okay, we figure out when it's repeating, and I have to manually add a few because I'll show you the repo, but chances is scraping is not 100% foolproof. Let's start. So there is a big Linux update, kernel update, but it'll be very new. So it'll be very new. A lot of these are behind the scene to actually speed up kernel builds and decouple system, API system, and all that. So it should make build easier because Linux is actually very, very complex as a operating system. So yeah, this is welcome if you work behind the scene. If you're packaging new kernel for your operating system, this is very welcome. For end user, mostly it will be invisible. You'll get performance gain if you really try your best to test it. But really, who tests this nowadays, right? So yeah, who's counting? To be honest. So yeah, I'm welcome. I'm welcome to this change. Meanwhile, let's go to the next one. So July Evans, author, developers, among many things. She had a new project called Mess with DNS. Mess with DNS it is what it is. So you actually experiment with DNS and breaking things. I don't like the idea of breaking things, but uh, it helps you understand things you can do with DNS, which is partly scary because DNS is there for you to actually. Originally, it's for URL, but nowadays people use it for all sorts of reasons. Validating your certificate, your email. Sometimes we use it for data. So there is a lot of stuff you can do with DNS. So yes, this allows you to mess with it, to learn. So use it for good and not evil, as I like to say. So to be honest, I do not know if, well, but that being said, also one last thing, and this article just reminded me of one thing. DNS is lost, so not many people among us mess around with DNS
I
as
think
much.
most of us don't have to deal with it. More like
Correct. So if you're on AWS, the most you do would be CNAME. If you do one of the fewer people that actually set up servers on things like Linode and whatnot, then yes, you definitely do that. And you very likely do it through Cloudflare, with let you do a lot of stuff for you. So yeah, and you very rarely need to deal with all the esoteric things. Rarely. Sometimes you do, but maybe one or twice in your lifetime. So yeah. So either way, very interesting. I hope our website is readable. Unfortunately, it's not. My bad. My bad. So next thing. So okay. So this is actually more of FYI. .meme is a TLD, and it's actually owned by Google. So yeah, you can't use it, or unless they want to use it for something I do not know. But Google owns it. I do not know whether you can use it. Can you actually use it? I don't think so, right?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know whether you can register it or probably they allow to people to register for
So
it.
we correct. So I do not know anyone that use it yet, but let's see. Next one. This is the exchange version of the Y2K bug. So on the New Year Eve. So what happened is on the last year value, on the last day, on the last minute, the format becomes a 21112312312, which fits the 32-bit number, which tops out at 2148 da, da, da. So what happened then is exchange stopped working. So on last year, this is the number still fit, but once you reach like January 1st, it cannot fit the number because the 32-bit number, actually the maximum number is 21 million, no, 214 million something. So on the 1st January, on the 32-bit number, it's actually stored as 22 million, which is maxed out, and as a result, exchange doesn't work. You do not get your email anymore. So this is the exchange equivalent of the Y2K bug, and this is why you should you should not stop. You should use libraries, and if you do have complex systems, start using bigger numbers, because 64-bit numbers exist for a reason. And part of the which is why on Unix there's still some push to make sure that we do not hit the 2038 bug. So yeah, interesting story, just in case you want to know. I'm going to move on. A series of papers on Linux scheduling. If you want to go technical, this is it. It's actually very deep, and it's one of those cool papers that I like to read. What do you guys think? If not, I'm going to move on.
I just move on.
Move on. So new NVMe benchmark. So now you get 2.6 terabyte for reads. So it's very fast.
Minio is the open source version of and compatible version with S3.
S3, correct.
Yeah,
So what
three.
happened? So what they do is this. So not just they actually provide the software, they actually provide the hosting and whatnot. So they use NVMe and they do the benchmark. So yeah, they actually do their own benchmark with their NVMe setup. Very impressive. This is why you should delegate storage out to vendor if possible. And unless you really work in a very conservative, very
But
security
Minio is actually
sensitive
very easy to
organization.
set up because it's just a
Correct.
mirror. Right underneath is nothing magical. Right underneath is still the native file system.
Correct.
So
But you
so yeah, it's a mapping of your directory.
correct. But you are to set up all the storage efficiently
Yep.
and all that. That's another story
Yep.
altogether.
And also the failover.
Correct. You if you set it up yourself, you are not likely to reach that unless you spend a lot of time optimizing your setup and whatnot. So yeah, yes, Mini IO allows you to set up your own, but to actually to reach this number, you probably need to do a lot of setup. So yes.
We had
Uh-huh.
the unfortunate. I just want to share. We had the unfortunate. I mean, when we set up our own infra, that we had memory corruption.
Yep.
With even though we used ECC RAM,
Mm-hmm.
and we had RAID fail on us just at the right number.
Right.
Just the
It
right
happens.
number. Just the right number of this fail at the same time, and your
Mhm.
the RAID setup got useless.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So this thing happened more often than you thought.
And this
Next
something I
one.
want to joke about is that I will have better luck seeing a real unicorn than this graphic card.
Yes.
Wow.
In this,
Even
in
that
your
how-
case, so in your case, you're more likely to see the uncrashable things than actually seeing this. So, the crashes that's supposed to be rare, you see it more than actual new graphic cards.
Yeah, they always
Right.
say they have something new and stuff, but it's never on the wow.
Correct.
It's or I mean the price might be or exorbitant price lah. Somebody charges.
Correct. So you might as well just buy yourself.
I think this
I
one
don't
is
know.
also gonna be a pretty power hungry card as well, right? Because
Correct.
because the 3090 is pretty much very power hungry. The
Yep,
draw is
so-
it's 100 watt more,
Yep.
so could require a 1000 watt PSU.
Yes.
TTP of power. There's a average power draw of 450 watts.
Correct. So fun. Chances is and it's supposed in theory is 2000 around 2000, but it'll be more, so it'll be like more of like 10,000 ringgit, 3,000 US dollar, 10,000 ringgit. Very likely I can't afford it either way. I'm poor. So yeah. I'm looking forward to it
Even
though.
I know
Looking
even
for-
I'm given a free one, most likely I gotta let it go. Like
Yes.
the-
So
the
I
power
probably-
draw is
if-
not worth it.
Correct. So I might. So here's my dilemma now. If my GPU do get died, because apparently this computer that I'm using right now is almost 4 years old.
4 years old, mine is 9 years old right now.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So if
my desktop cannot even support Windows 11.
yes. Okay. So in my case, if I do
I'm-
get to
I'm
upgrade,
gate-
if I'm lucky.
I'm gatekeeping
Uh-huh.
you.
Okay. So I might get I don't know about getting a second-hand GPU because those things might be overused by the miners.
From
And we
somebody
don't
you
know
lah.
about it.
I got mine
Yeah.
from someone window as well.
Yeah, correct. So you have to know. But at this rate, I'm still waiting either a PS5 or these guys. I do not know which one yet.
Whichever has the stock first.
Correct. So this one,
Yeah, better luck betting
Ah.
for a real unicorn.
yes, I have a better chance of actually working in a future unicorn. Let's move on. This is wherever there's a summary. There's a summary
This is
of the
impressive.
patch we talked about just now.
Yeah,
Correct.
This is very impressive.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to new things.
Yeah.
This
It's
one
a lot
is
of
actually
education inside, like just now.
correct. So this one is how Uber actually do tuning of the GC to actually optimize their services. So yeah, as I usually say, this is big boys problem, so the big kid problem. But
Yeah.
it's still very good to learn. So
It's
yes,
good to learn, and also you can see that how far the default setting can last. I mean,
correct.
it only became expensive to them when we have. I mean, if you're gonna have the traffic that they have.
Yep. And
But-
Uber type of traffic is actually pretty heavy. One can imagine because you're talking about telemetry data. Those things keep coming in all the time. So when I talk about telemetry, I'm talking about sensor on kind of, your phone GPS, those kind of as telemetry, right? So then quite a number of people actually do the call a service. So you have to keep track of vehicle, do the calculations. It's complicated system. It's very complicated for a reason, and they push, and they get into this because they push their product they grow very fast, very quickly, and very big. So it's
And
a
there's
very
lot of cost
different
saving as
problem.
well for this
Correct.
optimization.
Yes. So either way, it's very good to learn because you got a lot of stuff here like automation, how to save and all that. Because you need to imagine they're doing very big stuff at a very reasonable cost. So yes. So ta-da.
Most important
So
is know what you are using.
correct. Yes. One of my little rules is la 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 la. I don't have an ad block. What the hell am I talking about? So TLDR, Norton had a crypto miner. So this is how low your antivirus software goes nowadays, and also the downfall of old school antiviruses.
I heard it's pretty much very hard to uninstall as well once you get
Correct.
in.
So yes. So nowadays, antivirus had been dodgy, which is bad nowadays. No, your home antivirus, you better up just use if you're on Windows, you better up just use what?
I think the OS one are mostly good enough.
Yeah, it's good enough. The
And-
Microsoft Defender is very good actually.
And these days, the way we get software are pretty much streamlined. There's
Correct.
I mean, we have to give credit to the App Store and this kind of App Store-like system, and also
Correct.
they are not. They are. I mean, and generally most things works just on the web.
Yes.
Despite how we laugh at Node.js,
Correct. Correct.
yeah.
So yeah.
And as don't do release to be shit. But
Yes.
of course, in the case of where you might be a target, then it will be useful, I think.
Correct. So, for example, in some again traditional financial organization, it is a requirement to actually have this kind of protection as part of the checklist. So, enterprise grade antivirus do exist, but it's beyond your thing. And
I think,
those are
I think
Yeah.
just like how we do optimization is always measure.
yes,
In security is always do your threat modeling.
correct. So yes, precisely, and this is actually what I'm very suck at actually. But that being said, yeah. So that's about the news. So yeah, back to the Uber thing. To forget one last thing I want to say about that is understand your tools. Do not rewrite just because you hate the tools. Sometimes it's worth to understand first. So
Because you know
that being
what you're
said,
doing.
correct. So like this thing, so one may thought that if you want to write a summarizer, uh, you would just use deep learning. Unfortunately, I do not know how to use deep learning to summarize. So what I use instead is statistical method for summarizing. So this is actually the summarizer used by DevKami. So this is what generate all this thing, and it's not really it's not really very good as you can see. So for
Can be
example,
improved.
Ghost is a
Like,
it can be
yeah, like the
improved.
media one as well.
Yes.
Yeah, but the
So
NVIDIA one is correct.
correct. If you it doesn't work well for a extremely technical document, but it does work well for. Oh, I didn't
Uh,
share this one. After this, uh, if something that's written, it works very well. But okay, these two it does it's not from the thing because the scraper died on these two side. So how it work that make it work reasonably well, quote unquote, is uh, they do statistical count. So whatever sentence that contain the same keyword from each of the document considered as high. So we can consider that as the paragraph contain a summary, which is actually horrible. In theory, actually very horrible. But in practice, it's okay if it's a written article. So, for example, during vacation time, so
I
it's
think you'll
it's
be.
reasonably long.
I think you'll
Uh huh.
be not really written. It's more like natural language.
Yep.
An article with a natural language, unlike this with a little evaluation number. But I guess they are just they are repeated. Kind of.
Yeah. Correct. So yes, probably I'm going to look at different text model to do this than this one, but this is the secret of the summarizer that I wrote for DevKami, which I need to update now. So in short,
Yep.
and you can actually get it from you can actually see it on Repolit. You can actually run it. It's not the fastest thing on Repolit, but on Lockerung it's actually okay actually.
At least we start. Yeah. Something.
Yes, correct. So let me share this to our comment somehow. Ta-da! So yeah, you can run it. So one thing I discovered last year is actually Repolit. Very cool for demo. It's actually very cool for demo. I use it for advent of code. But I think I don't want to rerun that thing anymore. So it actually set up poetry so they can set up poetry log to install your payload package and all that. Then some of the thing is a bit slow because the VM does not run forever. It's actually a short-lived VM. So as a result, or even a container is short-lived. So that we keep to run this. So this is actually a copy from NLTK. So and it actually take 2 sentences of all 3. So yeah, natural language is called this. It's not too bad if you got a well-written language.
Yo, at least you
So-
know the result and you can fine tune it lah.
Correct. So yeah, and also this is something that I want to do actually. So SP's chat is actually SpeechCat. It's called SpeechCat. It's open source text recognition. So if you remember last year, we talked about the whole model of open source voice assistants. So I'm talking about things like Rasa, and we talked about what's the one that we used last year again? God damn it, I forgot. This is why I need to write our tools. it's our best episode, to be honest. Voice to JSON, and more importantly, recipe, right? So now we had a new one. So this one is more of a. This one is actually more of a. It's more similar to voice to JSON, except this thing only do text, meaning they only do. They only transcribe. They only do transcription, and I think that's about it. And on the other hand, they actually can support quite a number of language. Is this Chinese? Hakkachi?
No, it's
It's something else.
MM is Myanmar.
Right. Oh, Chin language. Okay, cool. It doesn't do Chinese, which sucks. It even do Indonesian, which is. But that being said, because a lot of these are keyboard mapping. Chinese is yeah. But no Chinese, which sucks. But it's open source. So yeah. And also because as I said, this is more like the cat command. So you pass in your audio, then you can transcribe it into text, which I'm looking forward to. This is actually this should be interesting, I hope. So that being said, what's the plan today? Today we're talking about the future of DevKami in 2022.
Wow, okay, that's a heavy topic.
No, actually it's actually a lot simpler lah. So like, what's the plan for this year? Actually, first plan for this year for DevKami is suffer more from me because this year I'm going to do quite more short form content, meaning instead of 1 hour episode every week to talk about one technology, I may cover 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes of hacking one toy, right? 5 minutes of command line tips and tricks. Is it short enough to be on TikTok? Very unlikely. Very unlikely.
I'm not on TikTok, but what is the maximum length of video?
1 minute. 1 minute. And TikTok, interestingly, is surprisingly educational. As I share the video on Excel, the Excel video that I like to share so much. But that being said, we won't be on TikTok because I expect the content to be a bit longer. So, and also it's a bit, TikTok have a tendency to be a mobile only experience, so it's very good for things like this kind of content, but shorter, this kind of content. So you may have a person explain things, right? And my filter bubble on TikTok, it tend to be actual scientists, actual psychologists. So I tend to have more expert on my filter bubble than most lah. So I also see people dance, but dance is surprisingly rare. So yeah, in short, more shorter content to show about demo of the thing that we hack. I hack mostly, and what is the thing that we would hack about? So it can be things like how to do load tests. Do not expect this to be a comprehensive tutorial, because you want to go comprehensive, even load test alone is a whole knowledge by itself. So expect that this year. I do not know whether I can do this forever, but let's see. I have the setup anyway, so that's one. Now that we have okay, so second thing about DevKami 2022. Remember that, I built a summarizer. I may extend it a lot more, finding better text models and whatnot to actually summarize it. And that's actually a start. So I'm going to share with you a link. it's relevant. I show you. Bus CLI. Uh, share screen, share window. No readme, no readme yet. But this is the script that I used to generate bus corner now. And this will be the same script I'm going to use for generating the the DevKami weekly. I don't have a name for that. It's a Zine, so I'm hoping to do a Zine. Not to expand this, mostly because I want to practice my front end knowledge, which I'm very horrible with. So designing layout and all that, and I'm hoping that by creating this, using these tools, it helps populate the content while working on the design. Again, I do not know. I don't have a deadline for this, but that's the plan. That's another thing I want to do for DevKami. Yeah, 2021. It's 2022. God damn it! Time travel. We can't time travel. Then finally, more interview. I do not know who. Let's see. So yeah, 2022.
More people coming over to join us. More co-hosts.
Yes. I hope more people come in. It just means that I need to beg for more people, which is actually hard. Let's see. I do not know who this time, because I know quite a few people our community have left as well.
Yeah, we might need to off topic is might need to reboot some of the tech meetup.
Correct.
I'm not really like going to action, but I'm at least available to support. But yeah,
yes,
the capacity is a bit stretched right now for me.
Correct. And to be honest, I have more responsibility this year.
Yay.
Both formally and informally.
Did you get married?
No, I volunteered to do DevOps work. I volunteered to try to improve the DevOps process. So meaning weird thing will happen because the internet never sleep and AWS never sleep and infrastructure is under tested. It can be improved, put it this way. I can tell you that almost any startup in Malaysia, I only say Malaysia simply because this is the group of people that I work with. Unless the company lasts for 10 years or 5 years, right? Chances is the DevOps is the last thing to be mature. Operation is the last thing to be mature. So it just happens to be in one of such organization because I work in a more traditional organization most of my time. Yes, their DevOps process are not the most updated, but they have rules. They have a playbook and all that. So they have support and all that. The organization I work with, which a lot of people already know, we can improve it. And if you're interested to help me improve, come talk to me. It might be interesting, right? Because I'm not primarily a sysadmin. I'm just happen to be a developer that know how to be a sysadmin, which is ironic.
Is there a different?
Not real. Okay, so I know traditional sysadmin that don't code at all. And
if you treat scripting as a code, then it's pretty bad.
Yes. But I can tolerate JavaScript, and you throw sysadmin to the team. That probably the most modern language that can tolerate is probably Python, and that's about it, right? Okay, that's I'm looking at people with roles. There's sysadmin. I noticed that the higher language that they can tolerate is Perl and Python, not Ruby, not JavaScript for reasons.
I think Ruby is still pretty common because a lot of the tools are written in Ruby, right? Like Chef, Puppet.
Okay, fair enough. Chef and Puppet. Chef
and
is more
also-
by the Rails bias.
Even Metasploit
Puppet-
is in Ruby.
Yes, but more security tools is in Python. So it sounds like anomaly. Even though if you build deeper system stuff, nowadays the language is Go. But the sysadmin in my circle, I don't think they can code in Go lah, to be honest. Though they probably want to pick up Go simply because that's the system language nowadays. The same reason some might actually know how to hack around with C. Know what I mean? So, but probably not JavaScript, because the only JavaScript tools for sysadmin that I actually know is actually AWS, the cloud, oh my goodness, cloud development kit, the CDK. That's pretty much the only thing on JavaScript. And it's not even JavaScript, it's actually TypeScript actually. It's on TypeScript. That's the first language with other language bind to TypeScript. That's the only exception around. So which I find is weird. But then people that use AWS also tend not to be sysadmins lah. So as in the traditional sysadmins. So or what I like to call it nowadays, operation person. So so yeah, I hope to actually grow the community grow on its own. I can hope, but Python meetup never happened. Python meetup never happened.
It happened, but like it has to be pushed along the way.
Yeah,
it's not self-sustainable enough.
correct. And last time somebody that try to run it ends up people hates it. Did people hate the last one that didn't run by me or something? Because it's a lot of work lah, to be honest. It's a lot of work lah. And it's easier to build your own community anyway. So for example, let's say if I want to it's easier to build your own branding around branding around community. So so that's one thing lah. So that being said, 2022 DevKami, more content, more smaller content. Not on TikTok yet. Probably won't, because we won't dance online. I've read more content.
We won't know. Probably you will.
Yeah, I probably going to do content there, but I won't dance. Or no, I will do the lip sync joke. Oh my goodness, there's so many of those. It's ridiculous. They essentially take a scene from a comedy or worse on a stand-up, and they just do lip sync on it. Like, come on.
Yeah, you are judging, but you are liking it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that being said, Visual Studio Code on TikTok, and that is a damn good content. As in, they will demo how
PowerPoint
things
as
work.
well. PowerPoint tricks.
Yeah. Then some of the best one that I know is Nowrate. Nowrate is a chemist.
Yeah.
So what he is
I'm on his subscribe to his YouTube channel. So
correct. So Nowrate is on YouTube. Then nowadays is also on TikTok, and actually spend 1 minute explaining chemicals.
I know Planet Money is on TikTok.
It's not that good. They tried.
Okay.
They tried.
Okay, I never.
tried.
I'm not on the platform. I just heard it over.
Yeah, correct. They tried lah, but it's not as good as, they say, Hank Green. If you know the vlog of the Vlog Brothers.
Yeah.
Hank Green is there doing explainer on science, so that's very good. He's doing his thing lah, except it's 1 minute. So yeah, it's surprisingly educational. I even have one actual scientist doing antibody count in his lab shown on TikTok about why you should get vaccinated and why you should get a booster. I'm already sold on the idea, but TikTok put a bubble is that tight lah. So we don't know. We may experiment because as I say, DevKami is not on profit. It's an experimental platform.
Yeah,
So we may do
it's something we do for fun. So let's keep it fun.
correct. So we may do ASMR. A person softly make recording. So or not. But let's see. More experiment this year. We might go crazy.
Yeah, remember
We
one
might go crazy.
episode where we just play games. Yeah, might be
Yes.
something like that. Just
Correct.
We're gonna try other things.
Correct. So yeah, 2022 plan out done, which is not much of a plan, but it's a plan. Okay, it's not even a wish. Then yeah, we might even build a robot. Actually, I might even build a robot. Let's see. I don't have a strong plan on that. I have a
If I have if I have the time, I would like to just try to build a drone. I mean,
yeah.
it's not hard. Just that want to have at least know what is going in and out of one.
Correct. But let's say we don't do something that crazy. It might even be something a lot more general, like how to use Siege to load test your application. Because as I say, some of the things that we do are lost art, and hopefully YouTube actually helps archive it. So, for example, load test is a new concept in the team. I'm not good at it, but something I discovered that there is a generation of people that never heard of putty.
I actually didn't it, I only heard it from Windows users. I knew it pretty
okay,
late as well. So
Yes.
it depends on your bubble as well.
Yes.
I knew it pretty late.
So the content we will do is this thing lah, all this little thing lah. So it can be something as crazy as building a robot to something down to earth, how to do certain thing, basic thing, how to write Python script, yada yada. So yeah, how to do brain fuck. Okay, that's toward the crazy.
I think something that it's very easy to do in Python, but not many people know how to do it. Is how to do operator overloading.
Oh yes.
Yeah. What are the
yes.
the main the context work, those things
Yes.
that can be helpful.
So yeah, or even it's not on Python. I mean Python simply because of the language I use. I might even teach JavaScript, but that even I hate it. But what other language can do front end nicely? So yeah. So yeah, 2022. And as usual, thanks Nick for listening to us. I have nothing else to say now.
You should
I
get
have
on
nothing
us.
else to
You should get on here from time to time.
Correct. Yeah, just come here and say hi, man.
Everybody just became so shy after the COVID-19.
I'm not shy. I might do things. I just can't play guitar in front of you guys yet because I can't play guitar yet. So
It's fine. Take your time.
Yes.
It's just a hobby. So just like
Yes.
fixing a bike or building something on your own. Yeah, take your own pace.
Yeah. Yes. So anything interesting this year that you have to deal with?
Nicholas. Or me. Yeah, mine is as usual. Just usual BC. Just try to reduce doing unnecessary work and improve communication. These things.
Yeah. Yes. You know, one of the goals that we should really do, I mean, in general, not for DevKami. Uh, so one thing I do not know whether it turned the motto in their job. Keep saying, document the shit out of the thing, so they can go on holiday on
Yeah.
airplane mode.
I think that's the plan as well for me lah. So
Yeah.
everybody in the company can, nobody is the end goal is nobody can contact the person on leave.
Yeah. So yes, I may start with me lah after the launch. After we had a product.
Documentation. Not just that,
Correct.
even do not cheat. Make sure everything is deployed and managed by the CI/CD. There's still a
Yes.
lot of opportunity to cheat, especially for mobile programming.
Yes.
So we are trying to streamline that for this year at least.
Correct. So
It's just
We
trying
should
lah. So
aim-
the point is to have a little improvement.
yeah.
But because if it's too overwhelming and we don't start, nothing get changed. It's just we need a small win.
Correct. So yes. So that's my project this year as well. Except we need automation to upload to devkami.com, Facebook posts and all that.
Yeah, it's a good news because things opening up means that we have to get back to, I mean, to get busy lah. To also to
Yes.
we adjust our life back to like it's still a bit different, but there's still some adjustment needed.
Correct.
between-
Yeah, I think most of us have to go back to office one of these days anyway.
Yeah,
So
I'm going to work
yeah.
office every day.
Oh, damn it! No. I actually try to post the
Something that I
page.
don't miss is the traffic jam.
Yep. For me, I don't miss waking up at 5 because I'm going to work by myself more nowadays. So and between me and the train station, it's a very short distance, but between me to Batu Cave, it's a 30-minute traffic jam if I'm unlucky, unless I leave by 6. I leave by 6, and it's that bad. Right? It's that bad.
How's the trains work? Like I remember there's a train station nearby, right? But it's
So
often not working seriously.
correct. So here's the bad news about KTM. KTM still sucks. KTM still sucks in Batu Cave, from Batu Cave upward. In the morning until 9, you will get a 30-minute train. 30-minute train. So, which is why you better go very early. It's possible to do the 9, but in practice, from Rawang to Jalan Kuching Road, the highway, it would jam until 10. So in practice, you still have to. In practice, you want to go to take a train and all that.
You
practice
lose more
still-
productivity by traveling, I guess.
Correct. So you have to. It's possible by 6:30. Then you go on the train by 7, and so then by the time you reach, it's still 8:30, 7 or 8. So by the time you walk all that, you just reach your office in Bangsa South, which I'm currently is, by 8 plus, which is very
And, yeah.
ridiculous.
And driving is not a sorry. Driving is not an option because Bangsa South has a horrible traffic.
Correct. So can you? So even I live, So you want to go to work by driving? Same thing. You have to leave
worse.
by 6. Yeah, you have to leave by 6. In practice again, you have to leave by 6, just so that you will reach office by before 9. But unfortunately, you cannot leave by 6:30. You leave by 6:30, you will reach just barely on time to Bangsa area, and or even worse, you're just on time if you work anywhere near PJ area, right? But the good news is, the MRT station is coming soon trademark. So
to your
close.
you know
to
that's
Kapong
the
station.
LRT, that's the LRT station that links my house to your house.
Yeah. So so the Putrajaya to Sungai Buloh line is partially open. Will partially open. It's not open yet. It's currently
I
testing.
see that they're testing every day because I'm just right at the Sungai Buloh train station.
Correct. So the Putrajaya to Sungai Buloh line is current testing. Originally they want to open by November, but apparently there's 3 things that that it's not satisfactory, so they delay until March.
Yeah, but they're testing
So
every
they
day, lah.
Correct. So and even that the Putrajaya line, only 3 line is open. Will be open. The Kapong line, Kapong station. Let me find out. In fact, I'm going to open this. I'm going to open a new thing. MRT Putrajaya line. So if we're lucky, it might be early, but as I like to say, it's Chinese New Year season, right?
But
so,
I think if it's there, at least the MRT is more consistent than
correct.
The intercity.
So okay, so here you are, Kwasa. So the only 3 stations that were open is actually Kapong Baru, and Cantonment. Is these 3 stations. In between, I do not know yet. But it's only these few stations here up to Sungai Buloh will be running. So everything in the purple is not ready yet. It will only ready. It's only ready. Let me go a bit. Is there underground line? Okay, so they didn't give a good schedule. God damn it. Let me find a schedule. I hope there's a schedule. They don't have a schedule. Okay. The MRT. So. Kwasa. This is the existing line. Metro Prima. So everything from Kampong Batu, Kampong Batu to Sungai Buloh will be ready. Should be ready by March, because there's only like 3 things left. But the rest of the line that goes to Putrajaya, go to KLCC will only open next year, 2023.
Oh, it means it's not so useful for you. It's just easy for you to go to the PJ area.
Yeah, no, actually, it's still not too bad because once I go to Sungai Buloh, then I can go all the way to Kajang line, right? So
wow, that's
once
a
I go to
long journey. If you want to go, you have to.
Yeah,
go to
correct, precisely.
You have to. That's what I did last time. Is you have to go to Pasir Seni, then change to
Yeah.
the LRT to
Yes.
to Kerinci, right? Yeah.
Correct. So in my case, what happened then is, because I work in Bangsar South, so it's fine. I can still walk, but it's a bit ridiculous lah. But it would be so. But on the other hand,
it'll be short when the KLCC is open.
Correct. But even that, the KLCC station, you have to drop at KLCC actually. You have to drop at KLCC because they go all the way in KL. So they go through Jalan Ipoh, and you have to. No, in fact, it's better for you to, next year, it's better for you to drop at TRX, or even KLCC to switch train before.
Yeah.
Yes. But the thing is, my workplace may have new plan for the office. I do not know what's the plan yet. So either way, it will be, if I want to go KL, it's only next year where things get really convenient. But for now, but if for work, same thing. It's still better for me to wake up at 6 to go to Kapong and take the train. But the good news is I can take breakfast at KL area lah. So yeah. But I didn't realize Sungai Buloh don't go to this. Okay, I need to find out. I was thinking that how do they go to Kwasa, right? I figure out it get ridiculous.
No, it's a link together. It's an MRT
Yeah, it's
line.
linked.
So
Yeah,
previously the exchange happens in Sungai Buloh, but because of a space issue, so
Yep.
the line that for the Kepung is terminated at Kwasa.
Okay.
So terminated, you can go over to another platform to continue go back towards Kajang.
Yep. Okay.
Previously, it was planned at Sungai Buloh because I live there.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more inconvenient for me because I live next to the Kampus Lamat station.
Yep.
And previously, I can just take one train straight directly towards Kajang. And now
Right.
I have to stop at Kwasa Taman Safari. But it's been a while since I think it's been 2 years since I've taken the MRT. This is after COVID had.
Yep. But that being said, I'm actually looking forward to it simply because even I wake up late.
I think not just
It's
for
still
work,
better.
it opened up places that you can explore.
Correct.
Like Kota Damansara has a lot of things happening now. Like the Tropicana Mall is basically has everything.
Yes. So the Kajang line connect all the way to. Let me show you the place. There's you can go all the way to. Oh, Bukit Kera, interesting. Oh no. La la la. So from here, I still can go to KL lah. It's not too bad lah. It's just a big round. Actually, the place I want to go is all the way to.
I think what I like about the rail system, not the train, is that
Yeah.
the light rail system is at least is predictable.
Yes.
They run on a fixed schedule. That's what I like about
Correct.
it compared to buses or the train.
Yeah, because the buses here is it's not I know for sure it's not subsidized. Which is annoying. As a result, I get the cheapest bus, which is actually had a lot of things broken. So we get the cheapest dangerous bus, and they don't even run on time.
I actually missed one of the cheapest and dangerous bus. Remember Metro?
Yeah. No, at least Metro will try to be there like every 15 minutes.
Metro
Right.
is I think Metro is like a very free market operation.
Yes.
They try to be very competitive and try to maximize the profit lah. The downside is they're gonna squeeze the bus as much as they can.
Correct.
But at least
So-
they are very hungry.
Yes. Correct.
They try to cover.
So-
places.
So the current bus service is actually pretty bad at my place. So yes, they go all the way to KL. On a very cheap price, but it's long time and it's very crowded. Not very good during COVID. So yeah. So either way, I'm looking forward for this year for March. At least there's an easy way for me to go.
Easy for us to gather for if you want to do makan as well.
Yes.
Along the
And
rails.
I don't have. On the other hand, it's also very weird because is it cheaper for me to grab from my place to One Utama, or how much cheaper for me to grab from my place to One Utama versus
the monthly price is just 30 ringgit.
yes, precisely right. So if I go to MRT, it's like 10 ringgit. It's like 10 ringgit plus. To Kapong station is 10 ringgit plus. Barely 10 ringgit.
If you can
If
solve
I go
the last
to
mile issue
what-
lah.
Yeah, it's not too bad lah. My place is not too, and it's just a matter of whether people want to go there lah. Because it's very interesting. Before we leave, it's very interesting because I found out that because enough people actually live in Rawang and Selayang area, a lot of driver, enough people. As a result, at night in Kuala Lumpur, in the middle of Kuala Lumpur, not outside of Kuala Lumpur, I tend to able to get vehicle to drive me home. I mean, because in the way that once they pick me up, they just go all the way straight home actually. So it's interesting as a demography. It used to be like certain people don't like to pick me up and they got problem. And also, it's also interesting because as it turns out, because there's construction and all that in Selayang area, and workers need transport home because there's no public transport for them home, and they don't necessarily take bike, so they actually get enough passenger to drive them to KL, back to KL where people actually stay in childcare area or whatnot. So the demography is actually very interesting. It's very interesting. And also interesting is that people do not pick up a lot of user from hospital, which is random lah. But there is a lot of supper people in Kapong, so they get the customer there as well.
Kapong is one of the eating places.
So demography.
Which I avoid actually.
Yeah. It's no, if you drive, avoid it. But for them to pick up customer is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. The traffic there is awesome.
Yeah, correct. So, yeah, that's this year. I'm actually looking forward for all that. So that being said, thanks for listening. We don't have any plan next week. Maybe I have something. Maybe I'm going to share about my load testing, security testing experience because I actually had to do that. Though I have to sanitize it because that is day job, so I need to remove the day job part. So yeah, let's see. It might be interesting. And I can't wait for you guys to say, swimming, don't use locust, you idiot. You should just use siege. Okay, just tell me.
Just use one.
So
familiar with, I think.
Yes. With that said, thanks for listening. Expect more content from us. And also don't expect Patreon yet. Maybe not. Let's see. So thanks for listening. Have fun. So goodbye. So end broadcast.